Dear viewers, Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, Quality Circle Awards presented to Departments of Rourkela Steel Plant. World Health Day observed in various institutes of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant. Ninth evening of Adi Mahotsav dedicated to sportspersons.
Maintenance and Services Awards presented to Departments of Rourkela Steel Plant. First neurosurgery carried out at Ispat Postgraduate Institute and Super Speciality Hospital of Rourkela Steel Plant. 10-year-old boy gets new lease of life. A spectacular fashion show marks the 8th evening of Adi Mahotsav.
Nehru Vishisht Karmachari Purashkar presented to 86 employees of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. In-house fabricated sample collection trolley inaugurated at Raw Material Handling Plant of SAIL RSP. Adi Mahotsav 2022 evokes enthusiastic response from the Steel City residents.
DIC's Recognition Award presented at the Annual Performance Review and Award Function of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. 24 executives of Rourkela Steel Plant conferred with the prestigious Jawahar Award. Adi Mahotsav 2022 keeps the landscape of the Steel City vibrant.
Series of records created by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant in FY 2021-22. Director in charge RSP interacts with employees of various departments in the new communication initiative, Lakshya. Audience enthralled by Paika, Karma and Sargul dance at Adi Mahotsav 2022, jointly organized by SAIL, RSP and TriFed.
Blast Furnace Department bags Champions Trophy for the fiscal 2021-22. In-house built-in Make in India line monument inaugurated near main gate of SAIL RSP. Swachhata Swabhiman prize-giving ceremony held to mark the concluding of Swachhata Pakwara at SAIL RSP.
Utkal Divas celebrations and award-giving ceremony organized by SAIL RSP. Suraksha Stump inaugurated near the main gate of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Padma Shri awardees of the state felicitated in the Adi Mahotsav 2022, jointly organized by SAIL RSP and TriFed.
Now the news in detail. In the annual performance review and award function of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, organized recently at Gopabandhu Auditorium, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, Executive Director Works, presented the Quality Circle Awards to the departments for their noteworthy contributions in promoting and using the Quality Circle concept for betterment in performance in the financial year 2021-22. The awards were given for two categories, namely for the number of cases and merits of the cases. The team of oxygen plant became the first prize winner under number of cases category, while Research and Control Laboratory received the second prize. In the merits of the cases category, Steel Melting Shop 1 department received the first prize, while Blast Furnaces department was the winner of the second prize. The innovative and enterprising jobs done by the Quality Circle teams have not only brought about substantial savings for the company and also improved the productivity and performance of the departments. World Health Day was observed in various institutions of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 7th April 2022. A function was organized at Nurses Training Institute NTI, Ispat General Hospital, in which Dr. Sonia Joshi, additional CMO Ophthalmology and in charge of NTI, was the chief guest. The students of NTI made presentations on the day, which was followed by distribution of prizes to the winners of the poster making and elocution competitions organized earlier. The theme for the competitions was the theme of World Health Organization for World Health Day for the year 2022, Our Planet, Our Health. The first prize for the poster making competition was bagged by Mrs. Shipra Rani Das, third year, while Ms. Jayasni Biswal, second year, and Ms. Kalpataru Malik, first year, won the second and third prize respectively. Ms. Madhuchanda Sahani, second year, was given the consolation prize. Ms. Jyotirmay Patnaik, first year, won the first prize in Winners of Elocution competition. Second and third prizes were won by Ms. Ankita Parida, second year, and Ms. Jyotsna Rani Malik, second year respectively, and the consolation was given to Ms. Swagatika Hota, third year. At the outset, Ms. Bidyut Pravak Got, Principal NTI, welcomed the gathering, while Mrs. Lisha Behra, Sister Tutor NTI, proposed a formal vote of thanks. The event was coordinated by Ms. Pushpalata Hathi, a third-year student. An oral cavity checkup program was organized at Ispat English Medium School, Sector 20 on 7th April by Indian Dental Association Rourkela Chapter to mark World Health Day. A team of doctors comprising Dr. Deepti Kaur, Dr. Jyoti Swai, Dr. Shailendu Patnaik, Dr. J.S. Acharya and Dr. Amit Depta conducted the camp and examined the oral health of the students of the school. Dr. Jyoti Swai made a presentation on dental hygiene in the program. Dr. Banamali Kaur, Principal IEMS, delivered the welcome address, while Ms. Seema Victor, Teacher IEMS, coordinated the program. A week-long yoga camp was inaugurated on 7th for the teachers of Ispat English Medium School Junior Section, Sector 18. Dr. Sushrita Das, headmistress of the school, is coordinating the camp that will end on 13th April 2022. The 9th evening of Adi Mahotsav, the 10-day gala tribal fair organized jointly by SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant and TriFed at Exhibition Ground Sector 5, was dedicated to sports. Dr. A.K. Mishra, RCCF, Rourkela, Government of Odisha, was the chief guest in the evening. Mrs. Minati Mahapatra, Arjun Award winner and former DGM RSP, Mr. Sunil Patra, Arjun Award winner and former senior manager RSP, Ms. Shubhadra Pradhan, former Hockey International, were felicitated on the occasion. A scintillating cultural program comprising Odissi dance, Goti Pua dance and Baja Shal dance enthralled the audience. The Mela, with around 100 stalls, witnessed brisk selling, with Rourkelites taking keen interest in buying forest produce and beautifully crafted products of tribal artisans who have congregated at the Steel City from different corners of the country.
In the annual performance review and award function of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, organized at Gopabandhu Auditorium in 1st April 2022, Mr. Atanu Bhomik, Director in Charge RSP, presented the Maintenance and Services Awards to service departments of different zones for their noteworthy contributions in their respective areas, which helped the plant to register its best ever performance in the last fiscal. In the Group 1 zone comprising Utilities and Services Departments, Refractories Engineering Services Department bagged the first prize, while the Water Management Department received the second prize. Similarly, In the Group 2 zone, categorized under shop and service departments, roll shop was awarded with the first prize, while the second prize went to the repair shop electrical. In the Group 3 zone, grouped as repair services departments, instrumentation department bagged the first prize, while computer and information technology department received the second prize. In the newly added Group 4, consisting of Orissa Group of Mines, Bolani Ore Mines bagged the maintenance and service award. It is worth mentioning here that Rourkela Steel Plant has set a series of records in the last fiscal year 21-22, with most of its unit of the plant surpassing ABP targets and setting new milestones. The enhanced production was ably supported by the service departments, which not only ensured the increased machine availability of the production units but also helped in improving the techno-economic parameters of the plant. The first neurosurgery was carried out successfully at the Ispat Postgraduate Institute and Super Specialty Hospital of Rourkela Steel Plant on 1st April 2022 on a 10-year-old boy. The patient, Aldev Nag, is now recovering quickly and will be discharged from the hospital very soon. It is worth mentioning here that Aldev, son of Mr. Gonda Nag from a nearby village, was admitted to the hospital on 31st March 2022 with head injury and fracture of left parietal bone with contusion. He had sustained the injury due to fall while playing. The child was very restless and hence immediately admitted under treatment of Dr. S.K. Patro, consultant neurosurgeon. After all the pre-operation investigation, both hospital administration and management decided to proceed with the surgery as suggested by the team of doctors comprising Dr. S.K. Patro, consultant neurosurgeon, Dr. Ayushman Satpathy, neurosurgeon, Dr. R.N. Mahapatro, neurosurgeon, Dr. Manoranjan Samantray, anesthesia, and Dr. Biplab Mishra, general surgeon. The doctors carried out the operation on 1st April 2022 with cranioplasty, constucectomy, duroplasty under general anesthesia. The condition of the patient improved after surgery and continues to be stable with the expert neurosurgical and nursing care. The sheer commitment and expertise of doctors of SSH has helped save the critically ill child who was battling for life. The family members of the patient are visibly overjoyed after stabilization of the child. Expressing profound gratitude to the treating doctors, his father said, "We had lost all hope, but it was all because of the doctors of SSH that our son has got a new life." On the occasion of World Health Day, that is 7th April 2022, Mr. Atanu Bhumik, Director in Charge RSP, visited the hospital, interacted with doctors and discussed about the future plans of the hospital. He also met Aldev Nag, his parents and another Indo patient of the hospital. Dr. B.K. Hota, CMO in charge, Dr. N.P. Sahu, CMO, and Mr. Swaroop Panigrehi, CGM, Hospital Administration, accompanied the DIC. It may be noted that the newest path, First Graduate Institute and Super Specialty Hospital of Rourkela, is providing outdoor treatment facility in the specialized streams of cardiac science, neuroscience, and nephrology. 11 doctors and around 100 paramedical staffs are deployed in the hospital. The specialist doctors of the SSH along with the doctors from Ispat General Hospital are running the facilities from 9 am to 1 pm daily, excepting holidays. Plans are there to enhance the OPD timings for some of the departments in future. Large numbers of people are thronging the Adi Mahotsav 2022, the 10-day long travel festival jointly organized by TRIFED and SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, to get a peek into the rich travel culture. Rourkelites are visiting the stalls in huge numbers and buying varieties of travel goods and enjoying the cultural extravaganza that is showcasing diverse travel culture. One striking aspect of the 8th evening, that is the evening of 6th April, was a spectacular travel fashion show that featured designs and clothes handcrafted by travel master craftsmen. Mr. C.R. Mahapatra, CGM in charge MM and Marketing, RSP, was the chief guest of the cultural program. Expressing happiness over the organization of the grand festival in the city, Mr. Mahapatra said the fair reflects the unique cultural diversity of India. It gives great opportunity to the travel artisans to exhibit and sell various travel handicrafts, art, paintings, fabric, jewellery and much more. Mr. Rahul Roy, Regional Manager, TRIFED, felicitated the guest of the evening.
The prestigious Nehru Vishisht Karmachari Purashkar of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant was presented to 86 employees in the grand function organized at Civic Center to mark the occasion of Utkal Divas on 1st April. Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in Charge, presented the awards. The sponsors of the award winners also accompanied them to the stage to receive the awards. Each of the winners was presented with a certificate award of Rs 10,000 that was added to their Sodexo card and a gift. It is worth mentioning here that the Nehru Vishishta Karmachari Puraskar is presented every year on the occasion of the Independence Day. The employees are awarded for their exemplary contributions made towards the performance and production of the plant in terms of their commitment to duty, integrity, and continued excellence in the respective areas of work. An in-house fabricated sample collection trolley for Track Hopper 2 site of raw material handling plant of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant was inaugurated recently by Mr. Atish Chandra Sarkar, CGM Quality, and Mr. S.S. Rai Chaudhary, CGM RMHP. Present on the occasion were senior officers and employees of both Research and Control Laboratory Department and RMHP. It is worth mentioning here that iron ore finds received from various sources from SAIL mines are unloaded in Track Hopper 2 and Track Hopper 3. All incoming iron ores are received in hopper tire BOBS wagons, and when the doors of the wagons are opened manually, all the materials fall on the track hopper bunkers due to gravity. Track hoppers are designed to store more than one rake simultaneously and from different sources without evacuation. Therefore, there used to be chance of mix-up of materials from different sources, and if samples are collected from the auto samplers, the authenticity of the exact source of the rakes could not be ascertained. Initially, samples were collected from the track hoppers manually during unloading of the rakes in the track hopper by standing on the bunker grills and with the help of shovel. Samples were collected from the different wagons as and when wagons were unloaded. This involved lots of risk like invisibility during unloading due to dust, inhaling of dust particles by persons collecting the sample, and danger of slipping into the bunker. In order to overcome the above safety hazards, a team comprising Mr. P.K. Mitra, GM RCL, Mr. Deepak Mohanty, Assistant Manager RNC Lab, Mr. Ajit Kumar Panda, Senior Manager RMHP, and employees from RCL and RMHP have designed the trolley and fabricated it at the RMHP mechanical shop. This innovation has helped in better quality of output in a safer environment. The 7th day of Adi Mahotsav, the festival of tribal art and culture being organized at Rourkela, evoked enthusiastic response from the residents of the Steel City. Dr. B.K. Hota, CMO in charge medical, Mr. P.K. Das, GM in charge town services, and Mr. A.K. Bera, GM Co-Covins were the guests in the cultural fest on 5th April. They visited the stalls and appreciated the diverse nature of the fair in terms of culture, tradition, art and craft. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Hota spoke about the uniqueness of the festival, which celebrates the true essence of tribal culture and heritage. Exhibitions like this will not only help in enhancing the livelihood of the tribal populace, but also offer the urban people the opportunity to buy different tribal products in purest form, he added. During the function, Mr. Devashish Dhal, Marketing Head Trifid, felicitated all the esteemed guests on the occasion. A mellifluous presentation of tribal and traditional Pali songs by a musical troupe was the highlight of the cultural show. Mr. Shashank S. Patnaik, Assistant Manager PR RSP, coordinated the program.
In the annual performance review and award function held at Gopavandhu Auditorium of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 1st April 2022, Mr. Atanu Bhaumik DIC presented DIC's Recognition Award for Effective COVID Management and Successful Completion of Modernization Expansion Project. The lead agency to review the award for Effective COVID Management was Medical and Health Services. The associate agency was Town Services Department. The Medical and Health Services Department, along with Town Services, played a significant role in managing COVID by undertaking a myriad of activities like setting up a virology lab, plasma bank, antigen RT-PCR testing center as well as vaccination centers in different locations, maintaining a round-the-clock COVID monitoring center, making provisions for ICUs, isolation centers, oxygen facilities, and contributing towards setting up of ICU facility at Ispat Postgraduate Institute and Super Speciality Hospital and Ispat Nidan Kendra for treatment and containment of the pandemic. For all this, a proper linkages and coordination was maintained with local administration, government agencies and other stakeholders for smooth management of COVID in the region. The lead agency to receive the award for MEP package closure was Projects Department with its associated agencies being Project Marketing, Project CLC and Project Finance and Accounts. The team worked relentlessly to see that the modernization and expansion work started in the year 2008 was completed successfully with mills running smoothly. The difficult part of contractual closure was also achieved, resulting in avoidance of commercial and arbitration disputes. The prestigious Jawahar Award was presented to 24 executives of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant this year for outstanding work done by them in their area of work, contributing towards improvement in production, productivity, maintenance, services, quality, cost reduction and safety. Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in charge RSP, presented the coveted awards to the winners during the Utkal Divas celebrations and award ceremony held on 1st April 2022 at Civic Centre. Each of the executives were presented with a cash award of Rs 10,000, a Salem dinner set and a merit certificate. The prestigious award has been backed by Mr. Bhimsen Majhi, GM Cocovens Operation, Mr. Shantanu Kumar Mohanta, AGM SP2 Operation, Mr. Raman Ranjan Das, GM Blast Furnace Electrical, Mr. Somijit Roy, Senior Manager Refractories, Mr. Ranjit Kumar Das, GM SMS2 Mechanical, Mr. Sudhanshu Sekhar Panda, GM SMS2 Operation, Mr. Ranjit Kujur, GM HSM1 Electrical, Mr. Dipankar Mahapatra, GM Plate Mill, Mr. Ramasankar Sharma, GM New Plate Mill Operations, Mr. MP Rajarao, GM Silicon Steel Mill Electrical, Mr. Suresh Kumar Panka, GM Crane Maintenance, Mr. Srinivas Konda, GM in charge E&A, Mr. Mangesh Ishwar Shonkasaru, AGM Fire Services, Mr. Devdutt Satpati, GM in charge Contract Cell Works, Mr. Brijeshwar Prasad Pandey, AGM Energy Management, Dr. Banamali Kaur, Senior Manager Education, Dr. Abhijit Bishwas, DGM Horticulture and in charge ZDP, Mr. Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sahu, GM Personal, Mr. Harmohan Raut, Senior Manager MM Purchase, Mr. Girija Shankar Das, GM F&A, Mr. Sunaram Soren, GM Project, Dr. Tarunaditya Mishra, Additional CMO Medical, Mr. Deepak Kumar Dubey, AGM Mining, BOM, Mr. Manoja Kumar Bhoi, Senior Manager Electrical BIM. The 6th day of Adi Mahotsav, the festival of tribal art and culture being organized at Rourkela, witnessed the splendor of various folk dance forms of the state. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, RSP, and Mrs. Harshala Suryavanshi, Vice President Deepika Mahila Sangiti, were the guests in the Cultural Fest on 4th April. They visited the stalls and appreciated the diverse nature of the fair in terms of culture, tradition, art and craft. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Suryavanshi highlighted the importance of the Mahotsav, especially in a tribal-dominated area like Sundargarh. He emphasized on the greater need to preserve and promote the rich tribal heritage of the country. During the function, Mr. Rahul Rai, Regional Manager, Trifed, felicitated Mr. Suryavanshi on this occasion. A foot-tapping Lodi dance, a splendid Gotipua dance and a Mundari dance were the highlights of the cultural program.
A series of records and benchmarks were set by SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant RSP, in the financial year 2021-22 in varied fields of endeavour, right from production and productivity to techno-economics and projects. Annual Business Plan ABP targets were achieved in number of areas for the first time, while many old mills too recorded their best performance since inception. The production of hot metal from the blast furnaces touched an all-time high of 43,37,016 tons, which is a rise of 13% above the previous best of 38,36,421 recorded in the year 2018-19. Similarly, the total crude steel production touched its best ever figure of 39,87,259 tons, which is an increase of 8.6% over the previous best of 36,59,597 tons registered in 2018-19. The same trend was reflected in another key parameter, that is saleable steel, which was 36,66,261 tons in 2021-22 against the previous record of 33,34,851 tons achieved in 2018-19. The dispatch of saleable steel also saw a new all-time high of 36,39,669 tons with a growth of 8.5% over the previous best dispatch of 33,56,051 tons achieved in 2018-19. With an equivalent oven pushing of 519.5, the coke ovens clocked their best ever figures, thereby improving upon its earlier best figure of 479.3 achieved in 2019-20. The cumulative HR coil production from HSM1 was 1,48,696 tons, which was a whopping 163.4% of the ABP target for 2021-22. Similarly, new plate mill and plate mill, by producing 9,03,036 tons and 5,47,164 tons, achieved 101.1% and 105.2% of their ABP targets respectively. The sintering plants also excelled in tandem to produce 7,08,534 tons of sinter together and achieve 103.1% of their ABP targets. Congratulating the RSP collective over the exceptional performance, Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in Charge, said, "If the previous year was quite eventful, the new fiscal is going to be even more challenging. I am confident that with our committed and cohesive efforts, we can reach any goal we aim for." Lakshya, the target, an interactive session, was launched at Director in Charge's Conference Hall, Manthan, of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP on 4th April 2022. Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in Charge, chaired the session and interacted with about the issues, ideas and suggestions for increasing productivity of the plant with the frontline performers drawn from various units of the steel plant. Mr. A.K. Kundu, ED Mines, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED PNA, Mr. C.R. Mahapatra, CGM in Charge, MM and Marketing, Mr. A.K. Behuria, CGM in Charge, FNA, were also present in the session. While addressing the gathering, Mr. Atanu Bhaumik congratulated the employees for their extraordinary performance in the last fiscal. He urged the employees to keep up the brilliant performance and fulfill the annual business plan target for the year 2022-23 with more zeal. The non-executive employees nominated from various departments of the plant enthusiastically participated in the interaction session and discussed various issues pertaining to their area of work. They also shared their thoughts, ideas and suggestions on how the safety and productivity can be further improved while keeping employees and contract workers motivated. The evening delight of the fourth day of the Adi Mahotsav 2022, held in the exhibition ground of Sector 5 on 2nd April 2022, was marked by the vibrant presentation of the Paika, Karma and Sarhul dance by troops from Sundargarh district. Mr. Jewel Oram, Honorable MP Sundargarh, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED PNA, and Mrs. Sukeshi Oram, ex-chairman Trifed India, were the eminent guests at the function. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Jewel Oram praised the organizers for holding such a program at a big scale at Rourkela. He said that such events would not only help preserve the culture and identity of the tribal populace, but also help in promoting and marketing their products. Mr. P.K. Satpathy highlighted the various CSR initiatives being taken up by RSP to enhance the quality of life of the peripheral tribal populace. Mrs. Sukeshi Oram reminisced her association with TriFed and underlined the vision and importance of the organization in promoting and preserving the tribal culture across the country. Mr. Rahul Rai, Regional Manager TriFed, felicitated the guests of the evening for their contribution towards tribal life and society.
Blast Furnace Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant bagged the Champion of the Year trophy for the year 2021-22, while Plate Mill Department was the runners-up. The awards were presented by Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, DIC RSP, in the annual performance review and award function held at Gopabandhu Auditorium on 1st April 2022. The DIC also presented the performance awards to Primary Zone, Steel and Auxiliary Zone, Mills Zone, Services Department and Orissa Group of Mines in recognition of their exemplary performance and outstanding achievements, which enabled the plant to complete the fiscal 21-22 with a series of records. From the Primary Zone, the first prize was won by Coke Ovens, whereas Sinter Plants bagged the second prize. From the Steel and Auxiliary Zone, Steel Melting Shop 3 bagged the first prize, while Steel Melting Shop 1 got the second place. From the Mill Zone, New Plate Mill was the first prize winner, whereas Hot Strip Mill 1 received the second prize. In the Services Department area, Production Planning and Control was the first prize winner and Traffic and Raw Material was the second prize winner. Amongst the Orissa Group of Mines, Kalta Iron Mines emerged as the winner. The championship award was adjudged on the performance on safety, APP target realization, cost, quality, employee suggestions, housekeeping, and keeping in view the consistency of operations, significant impact on plant's overall performance, and achievement against parameters leading to significant improvement in productivity. A Make in India Lion monument made in-house by the shops complex of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant was inaugurated near the main gate of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 31st March 2022 by Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, to mark the ongoing Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. Present on the occasion were Mr. Saibal Chakravarti, CGM Maintenance, Mr. Ravi Ranjan, CGM Shops, and several other Chief General Managers and senior officers and employees of the department. The plate was fabricated into the shape of a lion at Structural and Fabrication Shop. The rest of the jobs were carried out in the mechanical shop, where the scrap gears were collected from the surrounding, welded and fixed in the structure and painted to give it a beautiful look. The replica was made to carry the essence as visualized by the Honorable Prime Minister of India to symbolize our country as a hub of manufacturing, strength, courage, pride and confidence. The program was coordinated by Mr. S.R. Narayan, GM in charge Design and Mechanical Shops. A Swachhata Swabhiman prize-giving ceremony was organized at the Town Engineering Conference Hall on 30th March 2022 to mark the concluding of Swachhata Pakhwada at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Mr. P.K. Satpathy, EDPNA, was the chief guest of the function and handed over a certificate, a trophy and a cash award dummy check worth Rs 30,000 to the winners of the third quarter of fiscal year 2021-22. Present on the occasion were Mr. A.K. Nayak, CGM TA and CSR, Dr. B.K. Hota, CMO in charge Medical, Mr. B. Singh, GM in charge TE, and other senior officers, employees, Swachhata Swabhiman Group representatives and Nukkad Natak Group members. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Satpathy congratulated the groups for their good work in keeping to save the city clean and green. He urged all to work for wider acceptance of scheme to create Swachh Rourkela and Swachh Bharat. Mr. Nayak assured the groups of all possible support for keeping the steel city clean and green. Dr. Hota reiterated the importance of clean environment and motivated the group and Nukkad Natak team to be the ambassadors of change. Golghar Sector 5 Swachhata Swabhiman Group emerged as the winner of third quarter of fiscal year 2021-22. The group under the captainship of Mr. Basant Kumar Samal from SMS2 worked tirelessly in their adopted areas since August 2021. They had selected Sundays for doing their weekly campaigns as per the scheme and worked from 8 am till 12 noon doing various activities as laid in the scheme. The members also shared their experiences while participating in the scheme and working with the residents of the adopted area. In the beginning, a Nukkad Natak on Say No to Plastic was also staged. Its members were also felicitated on the occasion. At the outset, Dr. Deepa Lavangare, Deputy CMO Public Health, welcomed the gathering and coordinated the function. On 31st March, Cleanliness Drive was also organized at Fertilizer Food Court by Hope of Life Group as a part of Swachhata Pakhwada. A group interaction was also held along with the food court vendors on abolishing the single-use plastic.
Utkal Divas celebrations and award-giving ceremony was organized by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant at Civic Center on 1st April 2022. Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in charge, RSP, graced the occasion as the chief guest and inaugurated the grand program. Mr. A.K. Kundu, ED Mines, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED PNA, with the additional in charge of ED Projects, Mr. C.R. Mahapatra, CGM in charge, MM and Marketing, Dr. B.K. Hota, CMO in charge, M&HS, Mr. A.K. Behuria, CGM in charge, FNA, Mrs. Indrani Kundu, Mrs. Harshala Suryavanshi and Mrs. Hiranmay Satpathy, all Vice Presidents of Deepika Mahila Sangati, many Chief General Managers, Senior Officers and award winners along with their spouses were present on the occasion. The dignitaries offered floral tributes to the portraits of Utkal Mani Pandit Gopabandhu Das and Utkal Gaurav Madhusudan Das and lighted the ceremonial lamp. The program began with the soulful rendition of the Utkal Bandana by artist of Ninad, the in-house band of RSP. The DIC in his address paid rich tributes to all the great leaders of Orissa who fought selflessly for the amalgamation of Oriya tracts and for the formation of Swatantra Orissa Pradesh. Extending greetings of Utkal Divas to everyone, the DIC said, Rourkela Steel Plant symbolizes the prosperity, development and progress of the state. That is why it's aptly called the Shilpa Konark of the state. Let's take a pledge to take our steel plant and our state to greater prosperity and bring more glory for the country, he concluded. Later, the DIC presented the Jawahar Award to 24 executives, Nehru Vishisht Karmachari Puraskar to 86 employees, Srujani Rolling Trophies and awards to departments and individuals, sports awards to distinguished sports persons and coaches in the presence of all the EDs. A scintillating Odissi dance performance depicting the cultural diversity of Orissa by the artist of Nritya Madhuram, a spellbinding Khumura folk dance by the artist from Kalahandi were the highlights of the cultural show. Mr. B.K. Raut, GM Protocol, Hospitality and Social Welfare, proposed a vote of thanks. Mr. Sashanka Patnaik, Assistant Manager, Public Relations Department, welcomed the gathering and coordinated the show. Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in charge RSP, inaugurated a 10-meter high Suraksha stump at the junction near main entrance gate of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 31st March 2022. Mr. A.K. Kundu, ED Mines, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. A.K. Pradhan, ED Projects, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED P&A, Mr. Asim Kumar Behera, the DEN CGM Fire and Safety and the Chief General Managers, HODs, Departments, Safety Officers and other senior officials of RSP were also present on the occasion. The stump is erected to remind and create safety awareness amongst the employees soon after entering the plant. In addition to this, the DIC also inaugurated an LED screen at the gate pass section of CISF office for digital display of safety awareness messages, especially comprising the do's and don'ts meant for visitors and other stakeholders. The function was coordinated by the Safety Engineering Department Collective. The third day of the Adi Mahotsav 2022 held in the exhibition ground of Sector 5 on 1st April 2022 witnessed felicitation of three eminent personalities of Orissa, namely Dr. Jitendra Haripal, winner of Padma Shri Award, Shri Daitari Nayak, winner of Padma Shri Award, and Srimati Matilda Kulu, who won a place in the Forbes India Women Power 2021 list. Shri A.K. Kundu, ED Mines, RSP, Shri Pabitra Kumar Kanhar, Vice Chairman, TriFed, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Govt of India, Shri Ajay Nayak, CGM, TA and CSR, and Shri Rahul Rai, Regional Manager, TriFed, were the guests present on the occasion. It may be noted that Padma Shri Dr. Jitendra Haripal has transcended the boundaries of countries and continents through the famous Oriya song Rangabati. An exponent of Sambalpuri song, he has to his credit over 1,000 songs sung that has touched the hearts of millions. He was conferred with the Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian award of India, in the year 2017 for his achievements. Shri Daitari Nayak, the canal man of Orissa, has created history by digging out a 3-kilometer canal from the Gonasika mountains so that the water stream could irrigate the parched land of his village that was reeling under acute water shortage. He was conferred with the coveted Padma Shri Award in the year 2019 for this noble and selfless cause. Srimati Matilda Kulu from Sundargarh districts has featured in the Forbes India Women Power 2021 list for her yeoman service during the COVID times. She braved all odds to reach out to the people of a village and nearby areas and extended them support amidst the raging pandemic. Speaking on the occasion, Shri Kundu said that he feels humbled to share space with such illustrious personalities. He also highlighted the various CSR initiatives being taken up by the RSP to enhance the quality of life of the people living in the periphery of the plant and mines. Shri Kanhar, in his address, elaborated about the richness and legacy of the Aranyak culture and urged for its promotion and propagation. Mr. Ajay Nayak spoke about the significance of Utkal Divas and the rich heritage of the state. Shri Jitendra Haripal enthralled the audience by presenting some of his songs, including the very famous Rangabati. The other highlights of the evening were mellifluous Mayurvansh Chow, a foot-tapping Ghumra dance from Kalahandi, and the storytelling of the history of Orissa by Prachitara from Bhubaneswar. The function began with a rendition of Bande Utkala Janani by the artist of Bhanja Kala Kendra led by Srimati Binapani Rath. Shri Rahul Roy proposed a vote of thanks. Here we come to the end of today's news bulletin. Namaskar.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.